Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with exercise 3.5. In the previous video you have learned some more divisibility tests, and those divisibility tests will be applied in this exercise. The first question of exercise 3.5 is state whether the given statements are true. We have to tell which of the following statements are true. A part is, if a number is divisible by 3, it must be divisible by 9. For example, if I take 21, 21 is surely divisible by 3, but 21 is not divisible by 9. Right? I can take another example. If I say 3, 3 is divisible by 3, but 3 is not divisible by 9. So here we can see that the statement is false. It is not true statement. Right. Now coming to B part. If a number is divisible by 9, it must be divisible by 3. Now children, this statement is opposite of the statement that we have done in the first part. Here they are saying if a number is divisible by 9, it must be divisible by 3. अगर कोई नंबर 9 के टेबल में आता है तो it will come surely in the table of 3. So let us take example. 9 is divisible by 9 and 9 is divisible by 3 also. 27 is divisible by 9 and 27 is divisible by 3 also. So herein if you take any number which is divisible by 9, you will see that it is divisible by 3 also. So like we have done a property, if a number is divisible by any number, then it is divisible by its factor. This is the same thing. So statement is true. Coming to the C part, a number is divisible by 18 if it is divisible by both 3 and 6. Children, understand the statement. They are saying अगर कोई नंबर 3 और 6 दोनों से डिवाइड हो रहा है तो वो 18 से भी डिवाइड होगा. Like if I take 60, you people know that 60 is divisible by 3 and 60 is divisible by 6 also, but 60 is not divisible by 18 because it is not coming in the table of 18. So here in this example the statement becomes false. So it is not always true that a number is divisible by 18 if it is divisible by both 3 and 6. D part of the question 1 is, if a number is divisible by 9 and 10 both, then it must be divisible by 90. So if I take a number which is divisible by 9 and 10 both, let us take that it is 90. 90 is divisible by 9 also and 90 is divisible by 10 also. That means 90 is also divisible by 90. So here the statement is true. You can take one more example of let it be 180. 180 is divisible by 9 and 180 is divisible by 10 also, and you know that 180 is divisible by 90 also. So again in both the examples the statement is true. E part. If two numbers are co-prime, I hope you people understand what are co-prime numbers. Co-prime numbers are those which have only one as its common factor. Then at least one of them must be prime. So if I take 2 and 3, yes, both of them are co-prime, both of them are prime numbers and the pair is also co-prime numbers, means at least one of them is co-prime. If I take 14 and 15, 14 and 15 are co-prime numbers, but here you can see both are composite numbers. These both numbers are composite, that means none of them is a prime number. So the statement here becomes false, that if two numbers are co-prime, then at least one of them must be prime. There in that pair both of them can be composite numbers, and here we have seen one example of 14 and 15. So the statement is false here. Right children? Now coming to the next part, that is F part. All numbers which are divisible by 4 must also be divisible by 8. Again it is similar to the statement 1. that A part we have done. All numbers which are divisible by 4, let us take 4. 4 is divisible by 4, but 4 is not divisible by 8. 12 is divisible by 4, but 12 is not divisible by 8. So here the statement becomes false. Now the G part of this question question 1 is, G part of the question is, all numbers which are divisible by 8 must also be divisible by 4. See, this is similar to B part, that if a number is divisible by any number, then it is also divisible by its factors. So any number which comes in the table of 8, it surely comes in the table of 4. For example, if we take an example of 40. 40 is divisible by 8 and 40 is divisible by 4 also. So here the statement becomes true. H part is, if a number exactly divides two numbers separately. Suppose if I take 4 and 16. 4 is divisible by 4 and 4 is divisible by 16 is divisible by 4 also. So here we have taken two numbers as 4 and 16. 4 and 16 are divisible by 4. They are saying it must be divisible, divide their sum also. So we have to check whether 4 divides their sum also. So we check 4 plus 16 is 20, and here we know that 20 is divisible by 4. So in this example, if a number divides two numbers separately, then it divides their sum also. So the statement is true. The last part of the question is I. They are saying if a number exactly divides the sum of two numbers, it must divide the numbers separately also. Suppose if we take any number, suppose it is 35. 35 can be written as sum of two numbers in so many ways, and 7 divides 35. Now if you write 35 as a sum of two numbers, it can be 30 plus 5, right? But 7 does not divide 30 also, and 7 does not divide 5 also. Because children, you see that a number can be written as sum of two numbers in more than 1, 2 or 3 ways according to your choice. So here if a number divides a sum of two numbers, then it is not very sure that it will divide the two numbers separately also. So here the statement is false.